Yo, what's up, family? Yo, I'm gonna do this. Gonna be a money video here, and it's gonna be dealing with how discouraging a lot of the youths are when it comes to buying a property. You know, and as always, I'm gonna use that word discouraging. You heard it before. It simply means to lose confidence, to lose enthusiasm, to lose faith, not have faith. Do you realize how ridiculous it is nowadays for the youth? Let's say a young man, young woman coming out of college in their early 20s, for them to buy a house. You know, it is almost impossible how high it has made it now. Do you realize 20 years ago you could buy a house for like 100,000 in the low range, 120, something like that? Now that very same house, do you realize what it's worth? It's like $400,000-$500,000. I've even seen something so ridiculous as a house where the curb appeal, meaning the grass, the front of the house, the side of the house, all of that, it looked at like, and the house itself looked at dilapidated, like it was in a stage about to be torn down. Even that, they got a house like that for $180,000, which is ridiculous. You're gonna have to put another $180,000 and fix it up to get rid of all the mold, the mildew, and to fix the roof, the fire damage, and all that. The reason that's why I wanted to do this video, because I know this got to touch a lot of people out there. It is ridiculous how this is a system. This is America's system for you, where they have made it very discouraging for the youth to even think about owning a property. They, to the point, the average youth, you speak to the average youth that's going to college, whatever, or out of college, if they take that route, right? They even know. They're like, I would never be able to buy a house. Never.
It's discouraging.
Yeah, based on how the economy, how the government is, everything. We well aware inflation goes up. You never hear about it going down. But yet and still, we supposed to be in an AI age and things supposed to be getting so much better. But yet and still, stuff costs so much more all the time. We never hear about it going down. And like with all these politicians, you know, the definition for politicians should be liars. Because every one of them is always promising, I'm going to lower the taxes. The taxes have never been lowered since the history of history. Never. But they sell that nonsense all the time. It makes me really feel heartfelt for the youth that they know I can't afford a house. America has made it to the point they have priced out the youth to even think about owning a house. It is way too high. It's ridiculous. What's the statement you said before, babe? You said,
you know, they speak about, our children are our future. But in the future, they make it very difficult for our children not to get nowhere.
That's a great
Isn't that
point.
pathetic, Ben?
That is
very
great
pathetic.
Point. The children are our future. But y'all have them priced out the children to
Make
where
it
they can't
so
afford
hard.
nothing.
Yeah. That's why you wind up seeing young cats, young teenagers and young people actually going back home with their moms and dads.
Because even the rent, they like, man, the rent is high as heck. This is crazy. And don't even think about trying to buy a house. Look at how much they are charging these young cats. They can't afford it. These young cats are stressing out, saying, even if I want to get a house, I got to get a second and third job. So I got to kill myself to try to own this house.
Exactly.
It is ridiculous, man. I mean, do you realize the average person, what they are making, they are nowhere near in the market to buy a house. Because America has made it to where they has priced out the younger generation to ever even think about possibly able to purchase a house. And if they do, they got it at such a high rate, you will never buy that house. You will never pay it off. And if you do, you're a fool, because you're going to spend over $1 million after a 30-year mortgage.
Exactly.
It is crazy. Man, I'm going to let this go. I don't even want this to be too long, because when we look at the numbers, it doesn't make any sense that y'all done priced out the younger generation to ever think of owning a home, of having that American dream, as we love to say. They can never have it. America has priced them out.
Even as an adult, it's affecting us. To imagine somebody pay their house entirely, but because so-called things are getting higher, it makes it difficult for us to be able to have everything that we need.
Yeah.
Now we can't even afford to pay the taxes, and now what they do, they take our houses
in New Jersey and
houses
New York
that we own, that we actually paid off.
I've known lots of people back in Jersey and New York where their houses are paid off, but the taxes are so doggone high that they lose their house on a fixed income. They lose it. You imagine that? You imagine? I remember I seen a video years ago where the guy, he took a backhoe, that big crane machine, and he tore his house down because the government was saying, oh, they foreclosed, they said he was back on his taxes. He said, man, this house, my grandfather built this house with his father, which was his father. He said, I helped them build this house. This house been in our house. This house been in our family for generations. It's been paid off. So what? I fell behind on some taxes. Y'all talking about y'all gonna come take it? He said, no. Okay, because they own the land. Because nobody really own nothing in this country but the sneakers on your the shoes on your feet and the clothes on your back. It sounds good to put down on that application, own, but you don't own nothing.
Exactly.
So I like how that guy did. He said, I don't care about the consequences I get locked up. He said, this is my house. Y'all own the land. That's why y'all taking my house back. He said, well, then I'm going to take the house. And he took a backhoe and he literally destroyed that house. I understood his pain. But the main ultimate point that I'm getting to is how discouraging. Remember, the word discouraging means to lose confidence, to lose faith, to lose enthusiasm to do something. How discouraging it is for the younger generation to ever even think that they could own a house. It's already engulfed in their brain to say, I will never, ever, I will never be able to afford a house. At the prices that they are, it is ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's it, man, y'all. Peace. Something that really pisses you off. Peace.